Excellency. I mentioned the fact that we have noticed some suspicious activities in the last 1 week, especially beginning from August 2nd, a number of transactions that look suspicious, and we had to act. If you look at the election cycle in Nigeria, you observe that once we have election at the subnational level and a new government comes in, the first thing that they talk about is that, look, my predecessor emptied the treasury and we have nothing to use to run the government. And some of them may not even be able to pay salary. They go as far as going to banks to collect money to pay salary. Now we have a situation on our hands where the commission observed that the statutory account of this state government, there are suspicious activities, and we had a responsibility to act under the law. People like you rightly ask, why now? Because it's just like 9 days to the state election. If we say because of what people will say, because of insinuations that will be made, we should fold our hands, we'll be failing our duty to Nigerians. We'll also be failing our duty to the people of Osun. The decision that the EFCC is taking is to preserve the resources of that state. I'm not from Osun State, and the chairman of the commission is also not from Osun State. But we have a responsibility because the laws allow us to take preventive actions to preserve the resources of the state, or any account for that matter. If we observe that there are suspicious dealings in that account, that is the decision that the commission take. And if we didn't take that decision, and like I mentioned earlier, things happened, things went awry. After the election, people will also raise the question, where was the EFCC? Why did they not take action? And as leaders, we should be able to take difficult decision in difficult moment. This for us at the EFCC was a very difficult decision to take because we know that people will raise insinuations. But we had to take that decision because it is our mandate to do so, and it is proper to do so because we need to preserve those resources for the people of Osun State. I believe that the government of Osun State even need to commend the EFCC because
Mr. Uwujaren,
we didn't
in the Ekiti State elections, and is this going to be the same going forward? Because this is almost the first time the EFCC has been so proactive, especially with the sitting governor. It would be great to see this level playing field across board, and that's why I brought up the issue of Hajia Halima Shehu, and maybe this will give you an opportunity also to respond to that because we haven't, had an EFCC response to that. So she said she's written multiple letters because we want an EFCC that is active, that is working, but we do not want selective activism. Yeah. We do not want, what is perceived as a selective response to certain individuals. So what's happened with the, former governor of Kogi State matter? Is that still going on? What's happening with Halima Shehu and Dr. Betta Edu? What is the outcome of that? There's no expediency in these cases, and that's why we wonder why Osun State is just, it's quite curious to a number of people.
I understand where I'm coming from. But if you talk about what happened in Ekiti, we didn't have any reason to intervene the way we are intervening now, and that you don't have access to the information that we have access to. But I can tell you that Osun State is not the first state that we are taking this kind of action. During the Edo State election, before the coming of Governor Paulo, EFCC also took action to restrict the account of that state government when we saw that funds were being moved to suspicious accounts, and we were able to preserve 12 billion for them. That is why the current government was able to come on board and have resources to work. So this is not targeted at any particular government. We are simply doing our work under the law.
Wilson, so it's a pattern. You do it to opposition governors, right? I'm happy you said it with your own mouth. You did it to Governor Basiki.
I'm giving you an instance.
You're doing it to another opposition governor. All of this to be able to win elections, because in those two instances, elections. So I'm happy Wilson, you said with your mother, it's a pattern. You always do it to opposition governors. Like I asked you rightly, it's not being done to other governors. Please answer the case on the woman, the Halima's home. Talk about the Halima's home, please.
Halima Shehu would like to response. A quick response before Dr. Batti comes in. A quick response on Halima Shehu, please.
I'm coming to that. Rufai, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say it's a pattern for opposition governor. I said we have observed a pattern during the election cycle. That is the statement I made. So don't misinterpret my position on that. You talk about Halima Shehu, who says she wants to clear her name. Anybody that is accused of an offense that has the opportunity of clearing her name should be able to clear her name. But we have what we are doing within the commission. It's not everything that we respond to immediately. If we think it's not auspicious for us to respond, we don't respond. That investigation has not been concluded, it's still ongoing, and I believe at the appropriate time we come out to the public to tell them the true position of things.